Hi guys, it's Kaz, and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. I think this is the first book haul I have done since around October, November 2018. This book haul is not going to include every single book I have acquired since the end of 2018. That's a stress I don't need. This is enough. These are all ones I've received from publishers, most of them unsolicited. These are ones that I have ordered up myself. Most of them I think are actually Hachette titles, but they're ones I'm very excited about, so why the hell not? And then I have two of these bad boys. So let's just get straight into it. The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. So this was the May book of the month for the book club that I co-host. We read a lot of speculative fiction and we chose The Invisible Library, which was a very interesting read. I'll include a link to the live show that we did spoiler free at the beginning and then dives into spoilers later on if you want to know more of my and my co-host's thoughts on this one. But it's basically about this mysterious library that exists between different worlds, kind of parallel worlds. And we have Irene, who is a professional spy for this library, and her job involves going to different worlds and stealing specific books. And she is posted to an alternate London, and things are maybe a little more dangerous than they initially seemed. I did enjoy this. It wasn't mind-blowing, but I am planning on continuing the series. How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. This is a series of short stories from an author who I think will probably become a fast favourite. I have been reading the Broken Earth trilogy this year and really loving it, so I decided to get some of N.K. Jemisin's other works. So I have one more book by her in this stack as well, two more on the way. They're just currently out of stock at the moment, so waiting for those to arrive. I think there's around 20 or so short stories in here that are all like science fiction or fantasy, and we shall see what I think of it. Next, we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This is one of the ones where the praise kind of precedes the book, and I've just been hearing wonderful things about it, so I thought I would give it a go. From what I can gather, this is set in a small town in North Carolina, and there is a man that shows up dead. Kaya Clark is immediately suspected of the crime, and I think she's called Marsh Girl. So yeah, sounds great. Looking forward to it. Here is the other N.K. Jemisin book, The Kingdom of Gods. This is the third book in the Inheritance trilogy. The first book is The 100,000 Kingdoms. The second one is The Broken Kingdoms, and then Kingdom of Gods. So as I said, I'm waiting for books 1 and 2 to arrive as well. I'm not going to touch on the synopsis of this being the third book in a series, but as I said, I've been really enjoying the Broken Earth trilogy, and I really love the way that N.K. Jemisin writes characters, and the world building is just so complex and fascinating. So I'm looking forward to giving one of her other series a go. The Wolf of Oren Yarrow by K.S. Veloso. So this one I think I picked up based on Pierre Ford's recommendation. But what I love so much about this is the series name is called Chronicles of the Bitch Queen. Doesn't that intrigue you? Don't you want to know more? Don't you want to just pick this up based on that alone? Because yes, me too. They called me the bitch queen, the she-wolf, because I murdered a man and exiled my king the night before they crowned me. Just sounds so interesting. We have a queen who is arranged to marry someone from a rival clan, and before their reign together can begin, he disappears, and not until years later he sends an invitation to meet. Ooh, that sounds so good. Me and White Supremacy by Layla F. Saad. The subtitle in this one I think pretty much perfectly encompasses what this is going to be about. How to recognize your privilege, combat racism, and change the world. This is a bit more of a deeper look into a challenge that Layla put out on Instagram, which was #MeAndWhiteSupremacy, where she encouraged white people to self-reflect and recognize their own privilege and their own internalized racism and behaviors. This looks like it's going to be a really useful tool and a proactive one as well. I can see just flipping through it at the end of chapter 10, it says reflective journaling prompts, and there's 8 different questions, and Layla encourages you to write about them and really reflect. I still have a lot to learn and a long way to go in terms of recognizing my own privilege and behaviors. Really looking forward to diving into this one. Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles. This is one I have been wanting to pick up for the longest time, ever since I saw this stunning cover, and I thought I had bought this a while ago, but looking at my shelves, I had not. So we have Tyler and Martin Johnson, who are twins. And Tyler goes to a party one night. Martin decides to tag along to keep an eye on him. Party's going along fine, and then there is a shooting, a police raid, and the next day Tyler is missing. So this one deals with police brutality and systemic racism. So this is definitely going to be a really hard-hitting one. I think quite emotional and intense. But like I said, this has been on my wish list for the longest time, and I've finally picked it up. Ash by Melinda Lowe, another one that has been on my wish list forever. I remember hearing good things about this early on in my booktube career. This one is a Cinderella retelling with a female romance. Speaking of, I also just pre-ordered Cinderella is Dead, which I think is a queer Cinderella retelling. I'm really looking forward to the queer retellings. I've heard fantastic things about Ash and Melinda Lowe in general. Excited to dive into this one. The Rogue Not Taken by Sarah McLean. If you saw a video that I did earlier on in the year where I try historical romance, I read, was it The Day of the Duchess by Sarah McLean, which was part of this Scandal and Scoundrel series, and I did enjoy that, but I didn't connect with the romance very well. However, in that book we met the main characters' sisters, and Sophie particularly intrigued me, and I wanted to know more about Sophie and her relationship, so I decided to pick up her story. I honestly don't know how her romance starts. I don't want to know going in. I want to keep it all a surprise. How to Argue with the Racist by Adam Rutherford. This one I think is going to be really interesting because I think it looks at how people have used science to try and justify stereotypes and racism, but in fact Dr. Rutherford shows how to use science to debunk these myths and work against them. So sounds like it's going to be a very fascinating one. Goldilocks by Laura Lamb. This is a sci-fi novel. I think we follow Valerie Black and her daughter Naomi. Valerie is spearheading this all-female mission to travel to a planet in the Goldilocks zone as part of a last-ditch effort for the survival of the human race. But things start to go wrong on the ship, and I think there are some people hiding some terrible secrets. Sounds very interesting. I look forward to it. The Vanishing Deep by Astrid Schult. So in this world, I think people who die can be revived. The main character Tempest and her older sister Alicia are skilled divers who explore underwater cities. However, Alicia mysteriously drowns, and Tempest, I think, is trying to search for any clues as to what happened. When Alicia is revived, I think she's pleading with her sister to help her escape the research facilities. Something nefarious seems to be going on. This beautiful shiny thing is The Court of Fives by Kester Grant. This one I think has been kind of described as Les Mis meets Six of Crows. It's set in the criminal underworld of Paris. The revolution has failed, and a band of thieves and assassins and smugglers all come together to form the Court of Miracles. The main character Nina has a sister who is, I think, stolen by a cruel lord, and so she decides to join the Guild of Thieves to try and get her back. Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so I'm very, very thankful to have a copy. Thank you very much, Bloomsbury. I keep saying this, but the synopsis feels to me like it's The House of Leaves meets The Starless Sea. So we have Piranesi who lives in this house with endless corridors and rooms. There's even an ocean within this house. Am I saying Piranesi right, by the way? I have no idea. But there is the other, who is a friend of Piranesi, who visits him twice a week. And then I think when Piranesi is exploring, he slowly starts to realize they're not alone. There's something else, someone else there. That's really interesting. Again by E. Lockhart. So this one is a contemporary, which I think is going to be kind of hard-hitting. We have the main character Adelaide, whose brother had a near-fatal experience with drug addiction. There's also a guy named Toby. It says an unexpected romantic upheaval, something going on there. But flicking through this, it looks like part of this is written in prose and part of it in verse. I have a couple of graphic novels from DC. The first one is Gotham High by Melissa De La Cruz. It says this is a reimagining of Gotham. We have 17-year-old Bruce, who's been kicked out of boarding school and returns to Gotham City. And also, can I just say, the colors? Ooh. The other one I have here is Shadow of the Batgirl by Sarah Kuhn and Nicole Go. obviously following Bad Girl. House of Earth and Blood, the first book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas. Very sad I haven't read this yet. I will get to it sometime soon, I promise. We follow Bryce Quinlan. She's in the Crescent City where there are like angels and demons, shifters and fae, a whole slew of magical, fantastical creatures. I think Bryce's close friends are all murdered by a demon. Someone is put behind bars, however 2 years later the murders start happening again. And Bryce is leading an investigation, and I think, who is it, Hunt Athalar, an enslaved fallen angel, is assigned to help her. Next up I had this little package, Hawk by James Patterson. So this is part of the Maximum Ride world. Also, that is very pretty. I'm not too sure where this falls within the timeline of Maximum Ride. I haven't read the series, so I'm not too sure if this is the best place to start. I may do a giveaway for this really lovely proof. The Republic of Birds by Jessica Miller. So I think this is a middle grade book, and it's kind of hard to see, but the foiling on this one, this cover is stunning. In this world, magic is forbidden, and anyone showing any signs of strange things is whisked away to bleak steppe. The main character Olga starts to experience some strange things, and she suspects that she probably has something she needs to keep secret. But then the birds take the thing that is most precious to Olga, and so she has to muster up the courage to go into the Republic of Birds to get it back. Sounds really cool and stunning. So stunning. Anna K by Jenny Lee. This is a proof, by the way. This is the proof cover, and then that is so pretty. This is an Anna Karenina retelling. The main character, Anna K, lives on the Upper East Side of New York City. She is living the perfect life, being the perfect girlfriend, but I think she has an interesting encounter with Alexei Count Vronsky, and that shakes things up a little bit. The Unadoptables by Hannah too. So we have the Little Tulip Orphanage, and there are 5 babies abandoned in, it says, outrageous circumstances. 1 in a toolbox, 1 in a coal bucket, 1 in a picnic hamper, 1 in a wheat sack, and finally 1 in a coffin-shaped basket. So these 5 children are growing up and have to deal with their cruel matron, and there's a very mysterious man who comes along one day and threatens to separate them. So the 5 of them make a daring escape. Sounds really adorable. The Dark Tide by Alicia Jasinska. This is the book of the month for June for the book club I co-host. By the time you see this video, I'm assuming our live show has already happened. So I obviously filmed this video back in June. It's near the end of August. That video is definitely up. And then our July live show video is also up. I have a bit of catching up to do. So this is set on an island, and every year an innocent boy must be sacrificed to prevent this island from flooding. We have Lena, who is worried that her brother will be chosen as the sacrifice this year. So she works with this boy named Thomas to try and save her brother, but it actually turns out that Thomas is taken instead, and I think she has feelings for Thomas. And then we have Queen Eva, who is determined to not make the same mistake that her sister had. And her sister had died saving the boy that she loved. So I think that Lena ends up sacrificing herself in exchange for Thomas. And apparently there's a romance that blossoms between the two of them. The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. This little elevator pitch sounds really cute. So The Extraordinaries is a love story between Nova City's most extraordinary hero and Nick Bell, the ordinary fanboy who loves him a lot. Maybe too much. So Nick Bell is not extraordinary. He is, however, a very popular fan fiction writer in the Extraordinaries fandom. He has a chance encounter with the city's most extraordinary hero, and Nick decides to become extraordinary himself. So looking forward to it. The House on the Cerulean Sea, also by TJ Klune. We have Linus Baker, who is a caseworker for the Department of Magical blah blah blah, department in charge of magical youth. He has to travel to this mysterious island and determine whether these 6 children who are classified as dangerous are dangerous enough to end the world. So that sounds delightful to me. Looking forward to that. Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This was kindly sent to me by Jay, and I still haven't read it yet. I'm so sorry. So this is a sequel to Aurora Rising, which I read and loved. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very much looking forward to diving back in and seeing how things go, because the ending of Aurora Rising was a thing. The first book in this series, Aurora Rising, we meet Squad 312. The leader of this squad is Tyler, and he's supposed to graduate at the top of his class at the Aurora Academy, a space academy. He, however, misses his graduation because he is saving the life of Aurora, who is the lone survivor of this kind of shipwreck that has been missing for 200 years. Things happen after that. The last book on my list is The House of Dragons by Jessica Cluess. The Emperor is dead, so the 5 houses must attend the calling, which means that one of the people from each of the houses comes together to fight for the throne. The oldest child of each house is always selected, and they basically are trained their entire life for this. However, this year there are 5 outcasts. We have the liar, the soldier, the servant, the thief, and the murderer. Let the battle begin. Thank you very much to all of the publishers and authors for sending those books my way. But I have Fairyloot boxes to unbox as well, so let's start with this one up here, because why the hell not? Ta-ta-ta-ta. Ta-da! This was at the very bottom this time, but this is the Break the Curse box, March 2020. Apologies this is so late, but how pretty is that artwork? Alright, let's start with this big thing here. Tumblr! Ooh, Fairyloot and Holly Black. That sounds great. So this is based on the book The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, designed by Nova Rantail. Ooh! This is so pretty. On the Tumblr it says, to family and fairyland and pizza and stories and new beginnings and scheming great schemes. I can toast to that, Holly Black. I now want pizza. Thanks so much. I want pizza. P-I-Z-Z-A. Next up, a lanyard. So this is inspired by the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber, and the lanyard itself is designed by Katarina Book Designs. It is so pretty and so silky. I love it. The roses, the cards, the top hats. Ooh, we've also got a little notepad. It says it's a genie notepad, also designed by Katarina Book Designs, and I love it. Those illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. That's going to get a lot of good use. Ooh, this is so pretty. We've also got a passport holder that says Citizen of Wonderland. Absolutely stunning. So this one obviously has to do with Alice in Wonderland, but specifically is inspired by Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and the design of this is from Nova Rantail. A book sleeve. Ooh! This is so cushy. There's a zip on it. Yes! I love that. It's so cushy, like this is going to protect your books. And it says, failure is an absolute. Just because you couldn't save everyone doesn't mean you didn't save anyone. Bridget Camera. So I'm assuming, I have read both books in this series, which I'm assuming this is from. A Curse So Dark and Lonely and A Heart So Fierce and Broken, but I'm not sure which one this quote is from. Let me see. A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and it's designed by Evie Bookish. Oh, cute. A little headband. That's adorable. The Raven Cycle headband, designed by Taraja. That is pretty. Is this going to hurt my head? That's fine. That's fine. What's not fine is that I didn't realize the tag was still on. Don't worry, I eventually do, but for the next little bit, the tag will still be there. I'm so sorry. Before I open up this, we have a couple of little items. Ooh, there is a little postcard for Valaris from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and a little letter from Fairyloot. The 2 tarot cards. So in each Fairyloot box there are 2 tarot cards that feature characters from different fandoms. I'm gonna guess... Ooh, I have no idea. Oh right. Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. And these lovely designs are by Gabriella Bedosa. Now for the book. What's it gonna be? Ooh, the pretty. It is Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Purdy. It has green sprayed edges, but shimmery, sparkly green sprayed edges, which I love. It's so beautiful. Ooh, that snap though. Oh yes, and on the inside of the dust jacket, some character art, which is stunning by the way. I love it. I love it. It's so beautiful. So in this world we have bone criers who are able to keep the dead from preying on the living. They have the power to ferry the spirits of the dead into the underworld. However, this role does come at a cost. The gods demand a promise of dedication, which means the cost of the bone crier's one true love. So the main character, Aless, has been preparing all of her life to become the matriarch of the bone criers and is preparing for the rite of passage, which is to kill her one true love. I just realized I left the tag on this. That better? I'm sure that was irritating you. Anyway, Anyway, we also have Bastian, whose father was killed by a bone crier, and he is out for revenge. But I'm assuming he's supposed to be Aelessa's one true love because their fates become entwined. Sounds great. It is signed by the author. This is the gorgeous Fairyloot exclusive edition. In addition to that, there's also a lovely Fairyloot bookmark and this amazing character art with a letter from the author on the back. A gorgeous, gorgeous box. Lots of really cool items. I lied. I have 3 unboxings, so I'm going to be going through the next Fairyloot box that I have. I think the most recent one I've got is the May box, and then I'm also going to be unboxing the June Illumicrate. So let's continue with Fairyloot. Alrighty then. Here we go. Ooh, this is pretty. So we have the content card, which is absolutely stunning. Oh my god, the colors of this, it's amazing. So the theme for May is Desert Dreams. Squiggly paper. Do I dare throw you on the floor? I will be finding it for months to come. I'm just gonna do it. I'm intrigued by this. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, so we have a gorgeous, gorgeous tin. So it's one of the double-lidded ones with a quote and designs inspired by "We hunt the flame." So this says, "We hunt the flame, the light in the darkness, the good this world deserves." Oh my god. And look at that. Oh, the incredible design on this one is by Chatty Nora, and it is so pretty. I'm excited to use it. A lot of the tins and stuff I've been accumulating from book boxes have been for storing pins, and I feel like the same is going to happen with this one because my current tin, this Poppy War tin, which I think is from an Illumicrate box, and it's pretty much full, so perfect timing. We also have some bath salts. It says Magic Desert Sand, triple blend luxury bath salts, relaxing and soothing. Sandalwood, hello. And these were made by Little Heart Gifts. Oh my god, this is so cool. Okay, this is not an item I ever expected to receive in a book box, but we have a wooden spoon. Definitely a useful item, something I will absolutely be using a lot, I'm sure. And it has a quote from Hero of the Fall by Alwyn Hamilton, which says, "There's no such thing as just a story." I am really looking forward to using this. Next up is a candle. It is The Tribal Desert, inspired by An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Wick and Fable, a Fairyloot exclusive. Let's see what this smells like. Ooh! Oh, this smells really, really good. And it's also like, it's not triggering a specific memory, but it's definitely a scent I recognize. And the memory will come to me, but I really, really like this scent. Ooh! I really like getting kitchen stuff in book boxes because I use them all the time. And one thing I am in desperate need of is more tea towels because I go through them so quickly. So this is inspired by is it the Davabad series by S.A. Chakraborty? So this is a gorgeous, gorgeous tea towel which has a quote that says, "Often the mightiest things have the humblest beginnings." Love everything about it. I'm excited to use it. I almost missed this one. It was all tangled up in the squiggly paper, but we have a little sunglass pouch which says, "You can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose who you become because of it." The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Khoury. Ooh. Almost forgot the tea towel was designed by Evie Bookish, and this is designed by Kitster Kronk. Love the color scheme of all these items. Okay, so the 2 tarot cards that we have in this box is from the Throne of Grass series. We have the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. And now for the book included in this month's box. Sprayed edges, of course. Oh, this is so beautiful! So we have Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust. So this is the gorgeous Fairyloot exclusive cover. The normal cover is this. So this is a copy that I have for work. I work for the publisher. But I'm a huge fan of the pink. I think this is so pretty. I'll touch upon what this book is about in just a moment, but we also have character art on one side and a letter from the author on the reverse, a bookmark featuring the artwork on the content card, and Fairy Scoop. There's an author interview and also a look at next month's theme. So the June theme is a different kind of magic. Okay, so let's take a look. Girl Serpent Thorn. Before we go any further, taking a look on the inside of the dust jacket is this incredible artwork. Ooh, I'm intrigued. These colors, it's so beautiful. And of course, signed by the author. So, What is Girl Serpent Thorn about? So we have Princess Soraya, who was cursed to be poisonous to the touch. Her twin brother is about to be married, and Soraya must decide if she's willing to step outside of the shadows for the first time. It says, below in the dungeon is a demon who holds knowledge that she craves, the answer to her freedom. And above is a young man who isn't afraid of her, whose eyes linger not with fear, but with an understanding of who she is beneath the poison. She begins to question who she is and who she is becoming, human or demon, princess or monster. This sounds so good. I'm very much looking forward to picking this one up soon. So thank you, Fairyloot, for a wonderful box. Very excited by all of the handy items in here as well. And just the colours, the blues, pinks, and oranges and purples. It pleases me. Now for the Illumicrate June box. So take a look inside, why don't we? The theme for this month is in the shadows. We have a mug. We have a mug. I do love me a good mug. Oh, okay. So it says Wrought and Ruin, designed by Rosie Thorns 88 exclusively for Illumicrate. Do I know what this is? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. So this is inspired by Vicious and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I really enjoyed those books. Love V.E. Schwab. We have Victor, Marcella, and Eli. Oh my god, I love this. Yes. Marcella looks great. I love those boots. Is this another tea towel? Yes, it is. I really like tea towels. Don't feel very cool saying that, but it's fine. Okay. Some spoilers for people who die in the Song of Ice and Fire. If you don't want to know, skip ahead. But this is a tea towel featuring Arya Stark's list. The people that she wants to kill. This is so cool. I'm a huge fan of this tea towel. Yes. Thank you very much. The design of this one is by Fiona Gacki. So we have a beautifully foiled art print featuring Bryce and, I forgot what his name is, I haven't read it yet. Bryce and Hunt from Crescent City. The stars, the moon, oh my god, it's so beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. And the amazing illustration is by Alithian Art. We also have a fan, ooh, which says, I am the war you cannot win. What is this from? Is this a quote from something? Okay. Shame on me. So this is a Nevernight inspired fan. I should have picked up on it. If not the quote, then at least from this very obvious gravebone dagger here. Shame on me, but also I love it. The artwork is from Ashley Deers. We have a bookmark, so it's a metal bookmark. On one side it has character art, and on the other side it says, love makes fools of us all, darling. Shelby Maherin. So this is a bookmark featuring a quote and character art from Serpent and Dove. The artwork is by Victoria Risdell, and the quote design is by Her Paper World. Next up, we have a pin. So we have the monthly enamel pin, and this is with a design by Fable and Black. It is inspired by the Court of Miracles. The white part of the enamel pin is glittery. It's so pretty. The actual design for this one is inspired by the motto and crest from A Court of Miracles. Speaking of A Court of Miracles, the book included in this month's box is A Court of Miracles, and we also have a little poster which has the original cover art on this side. So obviously we have the Illumicrate exclusive, which is more of a bronze color, and then a lovely letter from the author on the reverse with some drawings. I love it. Okay, let's take a closer look at the cover. It is so pretty. This is a book that I'm very excited to pick up. I've been hearing some kind of mixed things about it, but I'm hoping I really enjoy it. The foil really is blinding on this one, isn't it? This is so pretty. Signed by the author. Oh damn, she's sexy. This naked book, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. The Miracle Court with all of these, the Guild of Chance, Guild of Assassins, Guild of Mercenaries, Guild of Beggars, Guild of Smugglers, Guild of Letters, Guild of Thieves, Guild of Flesh, and the Guild of Dreamers. Laszlo would be in that one. Huge fan of this design, can I just say. So that concludes this book haul and unboxing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon in a new video, but until then, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye!